21 days on a deserted island, where sharks stalk, where the land of poison is besieged and hunger torments unhappily. Corinne, the nutritional girl with awkward survival skills, and Chris, the cocky ex-Marine. Can they overcome the challenge? Or Chris's dark conspiracy will turn life into hell? From deliberately not starting a fire to the attempts to seize the prize, is it strong enough to reveal the truth? Let's see the cruel fight for survival, where $100,000 isn't just a reward. It's also the price of greed and betrayal. Programs for people over 18 years old. If you are under 18, please do not watch. I'll give you $100,000 to put you into a stranger of the opposite sex. Go to the wilderness. No one can survive for 21 days. Don't get dressed. Do not bring food and water. 21 days on a deserted island. It's not just lack of water and suffering from hunger. The sea isn't just dangerous sharks. There's also a lot of poisonous sea jellyfish around. If you want to eat seafood, you almost have to risk your life. This contestant coroner is from California. At 32 years old, she's a registered dietitian. She loves sports. To survive 21 days on a deserted island can successfully challenge, you are especially registered. Wild survival skills training for 1 week. Chris is 38 years old from New Jersey. We fish all year round for a living. I've been in the Marines 6 times. Proficient in various wilderness survival skills. There's nothing more to say. Corinne and Chris soon meet on the island. See the look and form of the core, all the dots. In my heart is happy as bloom. I'm looking forward to life on the next island. And Reiner, when I found out you were a 6-bag Marine, I was very pleased. You think that? There's Chris' special survival skills. This time the challenge will be very good. To receive the 100,000 United States dollars prize, the results this time is something that coroner never expected. I didn't know Chris was thinking differently. Keep looking down. You to take the map. Ra carefully studies the way. After confirming the direction, he officially started life on the island for 21 days. Chris told Cor, "You want to be more confident in the challenge. Have to go more. See more and learn more about the island's resources, as long as there's a safe haven. It's very simple to find food and water." But coroner doesn't know. Partner, at this time, in my heart I have a terrible plan. They quickly discovered a source of water. Chris tells Reiner to dig a hole in the sand next door. It can act as a good filter. This water can be drunk directly. Then, the people talk about building a temporary shelter. Here you to share the work. At night on the island, suddenly thunder. It's starting to rain. Temperature drops suddenly. You don't get sleepy anymore. Chris, even if Corinne rubbed to soothe life before the cold. But Chris refused. Chris feels like there's a lot of time left. Nor does he continue to demand. The next day they were worried it would rain again. Continue to reinforce shelter and waterproof. Koreans have fun going to the beach. Chris looked away. I don't know, will he succeed with this girl or not? I think about how to intervene in the nightlife. At night, even though it doesn't rain. But it's only 15 degrees. Reiner, shivering from the cold, still resolutely refused. Let Chris bake the potatoes. This makes Chris uncomfortable. And that's going to bring obstacles later on. I talked to Chris in the morning. It should be lit now, so Chris doesn't object. I'm just saying you two should make a crate and go trap the fish. Then light the fire. Reiner makes a leaf outfit himself. I asked Chris, there are 2 people who make a basket to catch fish. Baby, I hope I can catch some seafood to keep me hungry. I can't imagine. 6 ex-Marines go to the wilderness to survive. There's not even fire. After making a simple tool, it's drilling wood to make a fire. 2 people start a fire. Chris didn't seem to notice. Not broken and lazy tools. It's just complaining that fatigue makes people lazy. The fire didn't burn all day. The Korean is still cold tonight. Wednesday, Koreans who didn't want to give up tried to start the fire. The result is still useless. The difference between reality and fantasy is huge. It also makes you very helpless. Your partner doesn't want to light a fire. Clearly, he has ulterior motives. Korean nights are cold. This time she did not refuse. She agreed to let Chris tie the potatoes to the pot. Morning, coroner sitting alone, bewildered. Not give up, not be content. You start fricking the fire again. Chris looked at her as well. In my heart I wonder if I'm too much. Take advantage of the rest, to eat some coconuts and forest fruit. Chris started the fire, and there was no fire. Maybe it's Chris. The former Marine Corps' title is Sao. 10 days without fire and hot water. The only thing that can satisfy hunger is coconut and wild fruit. Even baskets of fish dropped into the sea. It doesn't even catch a single shrimp hair. 7 days of defeat and hunger. They both felt like they were living on a deserted island. It's not as easy as sitting at home thinking, ignition, keep rubbing ignition. But it didn't work. Corinne feels like Chris doesn't want to. The fire is burning. Chris looked innocent. This makes Corinne very helpless. She walked out crying sadly. You don't know what makes Chris unhappy. Just let me worry. It's like gambling with your life. Just like that one day ends. They both talk at night and don't say anything. Chris couldn't sleep with his eyes open. I don't know what it means. The next day they were both busy. It looks peaceful. There's actually an underground current. Corinne is waiting for Chris. Actively assume the responsibility of men. Chris, on the other hand, is half-hearted. I don't have the heart to start a fire. On the 13th day, Corinne finally thought through. I don't want to live with Chris anymore. You give up the challenge instead of wasting it. Better get out as soon as possible. Corinne really didn't think of it. Is it just because of you? Refuse to rub life with Chris at night. This is how I treat you. Or Chris wants to take the prize alone. And you can't understand this. I don't want to think about it anymore. Right now I just want to go home. It's the warmest place. Corinne left without turning her head. She was in pain. This time she met an irresponsible man. Bonus money or not, think about it. Life is never smooth sailing. Chris sitting alone on the beach. Maybe I'm starting to regret it too. From the beginning I just wanted the Corinne to suffer. A little bit like that. She rely on you. I listen to you. So you can produce protein anywhere, anytime. To give it to Corinne. But I didn't expect. The taxi ride is over. Chris was left alone. Baby sister. Quickly the fire broke out. Sends a previous speculation of Corinne not wrong. Chris is an asshole. To achieve what you've been plotting for 13 days. Next, catch big crab boiled with coconut flakes. Chris's life is so easy. I don't know if I eat now. Are you ashamed of the Corps or not? Fast time to the 21st. Carefully study the route. Just get on the designated ship. The challenge will be considered successful. Prepare the coal to go through the jungle. Soon I was on the other side of the island. You light a fire and give off a smoke signal. I soon saw the boat coming to pick me up. Couldn't wait for a nice swim to board. 21 days of survival on the island officially ended. And take it home. Bonus amount 100,000 United States dollars. If I give you a try, this is a challenge you dare to join. In the next section, a man and a strange woman go to the wilderness to survive. This time the challenge is to the land of Africa. The male and female guests began to feel dry. Even before I get out of the car. You need to know the temperature in this barren land. The temperature can be over 46 degrees Celsius. There is only one source of water, within a radius of more than 190 kilometers. Orange River. It's the only source of life in this barren desert. In addition to facing the high temperature environment, players also have to face wild animals here. HOA my newspaper. Hyenas and venomous snakes are dangerous animals. One of these players is Adam, a miner from Australia. After years of working in the mine, I realized I don't like being like this. And then he quit his job and started traveling around with his survival skills. Have time. I've been single for years, and he's very good at drilling wood to start a fire, and I like to catch animals. Like little crocodiles and little venomous snakes. Enter the contest is to perfect your survival skills. It will be even better if you play with them. Can hold hands and succeed in the challenge. The players in these, I'd say it's pretty outstanding. I'm a biologist. Sophia, familiar with many different animal behaviors. Taking on a challenge can be said to have every advantage. Her survival skills are self-taught. She loves fitness, and you can do 36 different poses. He's also good at hunting and fishing. Can say, she's the one whose theory and practice coexist. After arriving at the challenge site, according to the program rules, you both have to take off your clothes. After looking at Sophia's body, she smiled happily. Adam has been single for a long time, so he's shy and his face is flushed like a monkey's ass. You both feel very good about each other. Do people take part in this challenge? Bring an iron pot, a knife and flint. Look at the map, you're on the edge of the desert. Your first choice is to go to the Orange River. It's too far from the evacuation point, so they both decided to move forward, according to each stage, after confirming both targets, quickly to a shady place next to the water. But this also puts them both in danger. To avoid conflict with wild animals, both swim straight to the sand. After reaching the sand, let's start clearing land to build shelters. Both were hungry that night. Adam was very unhappy, so today, he decided to show Sophia what he's capable of. When you're ready, you start hunting. Although there's a lot of animal tracks here, but I don't see any animals. Adam searched everywhere and soon found a place to push stones. He's looking for some scorpions and snakes, but accidentally found a beehive. I know, now is the time to prove your worth. With Sophia, the risk of being bitten is no joke. So he needs a different way. Then, he went back to the camp and explained the situation to Sophia. Hearing Sophia's assertive voice, look at him. Your eyes have clearly changed. After planning both of them to go. After coming to the hive again, Adam directly hugged the thick smoke coming in. Not to mention the bees are at risk of being smothered. But take the risk. Such a large reward is also very rewarding. Honey is constantly being taken out by Adam. Finally, we both got a pot full of honey. This move helped Adam win Sophia's favor. Adam looked at Sophia's smile as if she wanted to explode. Then they both started their daily lives. It's so sweet. Hugging each other, watching the sunset and eating honey. Everything looks so good on Wednesday. Fishing cages of 2 people. It doesn't bring any results. More. You must always be on the lookout for dangerous animals, near the water source. For safety's sake, we both decided to leave. Without any hesitation, Adam protected the honey and made a raft out of weeds. Then decide the location, prepare to leave the next day. But, you'd have never thought about the unexpected that happened. A group of wild baboons have appeared. Curious to get close to you. He was lucky, but the next second he walked away. It seems like it's just curious about humans. Adam then heard the sound and watched. It turns out that you're surrounded by monkeys. Maybe you've entered their territory. In order to avoid conflict, 2 people made a choice on the ground. Go after firmly protecting the honey pot. Both of you put the raft on the road. There was only a jar of honey on the raft. It's a testament to the sweetness between the 2 of you. Even though they both did their best to protect the jar. But when you get to the rapier tower, then an accident happened. Right now. All brothers play Tiki handsome. You see a lot of water coming in. In a pot of honey mixed with large amounts of river water, I can no longer eat. You can't be sure if you can eat it or not. To avoid bacterial infection, you've got to drop this pot of honey. 7 heavy damage makes Sophia sad. Was the warm man. Adam hurriedly comforted her. Then they started building a new camp. We're both very tired today. So we decided to explore nearby resources, tomorrow after the night. Both out to explore. And quickly find yourself. Fish found near the camp. Adam made a fishing net. It's easy to catch fish. Sophia stand a side track. Adam took the fish trap to the river. I'm not as lucky as last time. I can't catch a fish even if I'm busy for half a day. Now the situation has become very serious. If you can't achieve anything, it takes a lot of energy. Eat less than 500 cal to survive the day, but consumption more than 40,000 cal. Can say, there's a serious imbalance between income and expenditure, more in the face of high temperature. So people were at risk of heat stroke. Sophia was so weak that she couldn't stand up. And that didn't just start to worry Adam. Time has arrived 12 days. They drank the last sip of water and decided to leave. You have to find a new campsite. To have food to survive. Because they're both very weak. So Adam's in charge of the raft. The rest depends on. The waves are pushing us both forward. You both have to be careful. The giant lizard can appear at any time. In this way, both quickly reach the area where the rapids have strong waves, face the river that's rolling. They both lack physical strength. What movie are you watching on the left? If nothing happens, tomorrow both of you will be bruised. After coming ashore again, you're halfway there. The campsite was quite good this time. It's very dense here, so it won't be that hard to build a fence. It's the ideal campsite for both. But soon the weakness began. Sophia is not sure if she can survive 21 days. This also scared Adam. So, you have to choose Sophia's advice enough to keep her going. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 0 1 1 1 2. Uninvited guests suddenly burst into the camp. Adam kept banging on the pot and making noise. Fortunately, they both responded in time. And make a loud sound to repel the creatures that are nearby. Even though you are scared, you are in good spirits. Way back there, to fill the black hole in Sophia's soul. The next morning, two people found hyena footprints near the camp. Now you to feel scared. To people who are already very weak have lost protein. Adam decided to collect 11 reeds. See if you can find something to eat nearby. Fortunately, I actually found a lot of clams. When Sophia saw the food Adam brought home. You and the doctor are from. Breakbeat. The final measure. You change the focus. Main small clam. This help them harvest a lot of food. Protein content of 50 clams is the equivalent of a steak rib. For two people who were hungry for 9 meals in 3 days, this is delicious food. After eating, you both finally have strength. When the night falls, Adam said he's going to take countless descendants to the battlefield tonight. After the night to become radiant. Obviously, they were both very comfortable. Adam's main task today is to fix the raft. And Sophia wants to make a pair of shoes for two. For convenience for evacuation. After the assignment, both of you start to act. Adam collected 10 large quantities of mops, then tie it up as a raft. Sophia found a lot of dry plants to make shoe material. After determining Adam's shoe size. Not long after, 2 pairs of fiber slippers, one big, one small finished. But when the night falls, another accident happened. The place where you two stayed was once again invaded by a group of wild animals. Two sleepless people gnashed their teeth until dawn. Footprints left by large beasts, found around the camp. For the safety of both small lives, decided to leave as soon as possible. Find the next place to camp. Now you two have discovered that there's a giant lizard. They both didn't dare go into the water. You've been trapped by the giant lizard. In a split second, the two people who saw it leave chose to leave directly. We both went down the river. Even though the rapids helped us both move forward. Like water temperature and air temperature, significantly lower, it also has an impact on both. Not long after arriving at the plug location, the next camp was successful. Adam fell to the ground because he couldn't take it anymore. When Adam fell ill, the burden of both of them is completely on Sophia's shoulders. But you don't give up. It grinds its teeth and persists in doing things well. On the 19th day, Sophia discovered the tree nut. It can attract fish when they're in the water. She made a fishing net for this purpose. After 7 defeats, she finally caught a fish. The fish is about 1/3 the size of a hand. Divided for 2 people. Even though life is hard. But they both seem very satisfied. But camp on a rainy night is coming. When it suddenly starts to rain. There is no cover. 2 people can only grind their teeth and face the destruction of nature. After surviving the night, it's finally time to evacuate. 2 people look at the map and found that it's not too far from the evacuation point. After swimming in the water for a while, they both made it to the desert. Fortunately, not long after, they reach the evacuation point. When the show car appears, both have completed the challenge. Both tell me, they've made lifelong friends. Baby. Survival lesson analysis. It's a lesson in ethics and trust. Greed destroys the relationship. Chris deliberately didn't light the fire. To starve you to make you dependent on yourself. This exposes selfishness. Wake up lesson. It's about putting your own interests ahead of your team. The power of honesty. Adam and Sophia succeed by trusting each other. To overcome danger together. They prove honesty is the most powerful weapon. In the middle of the wilderness. 21 days on a deserted island, essential survival skills. Always be psychologically prepared. Even if you are trained 7. Failure due to lack of practical experience. Learn how to adapt quickly. Survival is not just the price theory of survival. Water and fire priority. Chris knows how to filter water with sand. But they're missing the fire. The fatal mistake. Keep the fire alive. Don't underestimate basic skills, BA. Practical advice when working in a team. Always communicate clearly. Assign tasks based on each person's strengths. Set common goals above personal conflicts. When in danger, don't eat strange plants like Adam almost died of poison. Use smoke or noise to repel wild animals. Sophia succeeds in chasing hyenas. Keep up the spirit of setting small goals every day, for example. To catch 5 clams for motivation. I've been single for years, avoiding despair. Baby. But Sophia persisted through positive thinking. Nature doesn't kill you. It's the lack of preparation and the new greed. It is the most dangerous enemy. Through the journey of Chris, Adam, and Sophia, the message show. Live sincerely. Solidarity and respect for teammates. Only then will you truly survive the challenge.